Thank you for joining me. This is a short session on one particular trait that psychopaths show, and that's winning at all costs. Now you may say, well, how does that differentiate them from the average elite sportsman or woman who understandably wants to win both for themselves and possibly their country? Well, the difference is that the great sports people of the world are actually challenging themselves a lot of the time. They don't take delight in seeing others lose. They're really focusing on their own performance. And most of them show themselves in this light, this wonderful light, if they do eventually lose, being very magnanimous about it with the person they've been competing with. And they shake hands, and they show that there's more to them, more to their life than just the intense competition that they've just shown. However, the psychopath is not like this. The psychopath will want to win at all costs, including cheating and lying. And as we found out, they don't mind lying because they have no conscience and no empathy. They take delight as well in seeing others lose. So they're addicted to this process of them winning and winning and winning. And there's no, like addiction, most addictions, there's no great end to this. I'll just explain how this can happen by showing you a picture of a hole with arrows pointing in it. Now this hole represents the hole that we're probably all born with. There's great evidence to show that we're born with an emptiness, and some of us are lucky enough in our childhood and other parts of our life to have that emptiness filled with what really fills this emptiness and loneliness, which is compassion and love and music and creativity and a purpose in life and supportive parents. However, most of us are left with still this addiction to the material world, and we try to fill this addiction, this hole, this emptiness, this unresolved grief, if you like, from many generations of war and unresolved post-traumatic stress and shell shock and disappointments or whatever. We try to fill this with the material goods, and quite a lot of that is fun. There's things we try to fill it with, material things, cars and houses and whatever. We may want to fill it with busyness. People say, "Are you busy?" rather than saying, asking whether you're busy being happy and productive. So busyness, we can become workaholics and we can fill this void, or try to fill this void, but knowing that in fact it doesn't work, like all the addictions. Obviously, cigarette smoke tries to fill this void, and when people give up cigarettes, they do feel sad and maybe take it up again when there's a relationship basically that's hasn't developed properly and ended. And of course there are other things. There's drugs and all the other material things that try to fill this hole, but in fact never do, therefore fall right through. So we have to keep trying to fill this hole, and it's all in vain. Now the psychopath tries to, his addiction, or her addiction, is winning at all costs, fair means or foul. But not only that, it's not just winning, it's watching others lose. That gives them the power, and it's insatiable, and in fact it will continue and continue and continue, inevitably to a point where it no longer works, and there's a destruction not only of him or herself, but those around them as well. So it's important to remember that is the driving force behind psychopathic behaviour. And again, it can be picked up from doing your check on the person and seeing if this trait, this destructive trait, this insatiable trait, in fact shows through in their past history. So thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe. I'd rather you watched all of these in a continuous fashion, because each one will build on the ones that we've had before. I'm going to go on next time, I'm going to go on to explaining psychopathy as much as we can through Western medicine, through what we know about the brain of psychopaths. Then I may go on and explain it in other terms, in energetic terms, in Eastern medical terms as well. And I found that terribly useful. So thank you again for listening. All the best. Until next time, cheerio. Bye.